Hey everybody, this is David, Fairly Secret Music, and I've been talking to my friend Jay about Candlemass, so I decided to do a video about all the Candlemass stuff that I have. So you don't get to see my pretty face, but you do get to see this guy's pretty face. Figured I'd start with the DVDs first. Candlemass Document of Doom, live at Freischusset, 1990. 190 minutes of live and rare footage. It's a two DVD set with full live concert and tour concert and backstage footage from 86 to 2002. So this has quite a bit of stuff. It has one show from 1990. This is with Messiah singing, the classic lineup of the Doom Metal Masters. This is in digital 5.1, Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound. I watched it before I had my surround sound set up, so I should probably check that out again. Um, and then there's Documentary of Doom. I don't remember what exactly is on that, but let's see. So the interior is just kind of your basic boringness. But this was done by Escapee, the Edge of Entertainment. The next one I have, that's right, I have 3 Candlemass DVDs. Next one I have is Live in Stockholm from 2003. Now, this one, let me double check. Here, I'll just put that up for you. This one does have Messiah on it also. And I'll let you see this now. This one, let's see. I'm not sure when the self-titled one came out. So this was 2 years before this album came out. And disc 1 has the concert, and disc 2 has a big long interview where they are talking about how the band started before Candlemass, Nemesis, the arrival of Messiah, all the way through even Memento Mori and stuff. There's some bonus material on that also. And this one looks like this. The last DVD that I have here, let's see. It is the 20th anniversary. It looks a little like this. This one comes in a big jewel case. So 20-year anniversary party, and this has Johan Langquist, Thomas Vikstrom, and Robert Lowe doing vocals. I think there was a problem with the audio on this one, but it's a 50-minute special with backstage footage and interviews. And they do, let's see, Johan sings, let's see, Sorcerer's Pledge, Under the Oak, Demon's Gate, and Crystal Ball. What he should have been singing is Blackstone Wielder, because that is my favorite song from that first album. But it also has JB from Grand Magus, Mats Levin from Therion, who ended up singing with them later, Michael Akerfelt from Opeth, Robert Lowe, sorry, Johann Landquist, Tony Martin from Black Sabbath, and then they do one song which is Solitude that has Thomas, Johann, and Robert all singing. So that is a um, pretty cool DVD. I want to show these in chronological order and talk about what I think is the best song on them. And so just bear with me for a moment. So the first album is Epicus Doomicus Metallicus. This, honestly, I think this is one of the best doom metal albums of all time. Let's bring this up so they're right in the middle. Yeah, I just think this has nothing bad on it except for the intro to Demon's Gate. It sounds like a demon with a lisp, and it's just hilarious. Hilariously absurd. This version that you have right in front of you is the 2-disc version that has them live in Birmingham in 1988. And this is when Messiah was already in the band. So they were already doing Well of Souls at this point. Because I think this album came out in... I'm not 100% sure. This comes in one of these kind of jewel cases. Let's see. Oh, those pretty guys. Look at them. These pictures. So we get the liner notes on each song. We get lyrics. Pretty photos. So ridiculous. Look at those hairstyles. You get to see what Johann looked like way back in the day. More lyrics. And this album, as I said before, my favorite track is Blackstone Wielder, but Sorcerer's Pledge is also a fantastic song, and everybody loves Solitude. I dare one doom metal fan to say they do not like Solitude. Well, there's probably some asshole out there, but he's wrong. Alright, and I'm going to just do this, because then I can see the song titles also. We have Nightfall. This is where Well of Souls comes from. This is a 2-disc set. Each of these Candlelight ones that were released in 2005, I believe, have a interview disc, and those are well worth hunting down because that interview disc is fantastic. I would say Well of Souls, Dark Are the Veils of Death, and The Samaritan are probably the 3 best tracks on this album. I might screw up the chronology, as it were. Let's look at the inlay. So again, with all these Candlelight ones, they have liner notes talking about each song, lyrics, photos. Goodness. They don't have these in print anymore. Now there's like a 3-disc version of... there's a 3-disc version of Nightfall that has a lot of demos and rehearsals and stuff, but the interview is no longer on the those versions. Next album was Ancient Dreams, and in the interview on this one, they talk about how they were having troubles with whoever was producing them. He only wanted one guitar to be used. He didn't want to double any guitars, which is funny because they have two guitarists in the band. And I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think they are very happy about the sound quality on this album. And probably justifiably so. I never had a problem with it. Unlike that new Slayer Repentless Trilogy live CD, oh my god, that thing is awful. That thing just blows. It's so bad. Sorry, I'm trying to put things in order for us to see here. All right, this one also, just like the last one, it comes with 2 discs, and let me, probably don't need to see my hands that close. Also comes with liner notes. These are really the coolest versions. I would like to see that 3-disc version up close. I might check on Discogs to see if they have any photos. Look at Messiah. If you look at new pictures of Messiah, he doesn't have hair like that anymore. He looks like he's been working out like crazy, and he has like a beard. And I am excited because he has been talking about doing a solo album for years, and I just hope he gets something together and can finally do something and we can hear him singing again, because I love his voice. Technically the last album with Messiah before the breakup was Tales of Creation, and you can't really see it in here, but the song Under the Oak is right there. That was on Epicus Dumicus Metallicus, and then they re-recorded it for this and had it be part of the Tales of Creation. So this is all one kind of concept album, and I believe they were super happy with this. Again, interview. The interviews are usually about 24 minutes. You might be able to find them audio-wise on YouTube. I don't know. Interesting on this part on this is they have a song called Into the what does that say? Into the Unfathomed Tower, and it has 7 parts. The whole thing is an instrumental. I have no idea why it has 7 parts, but and that is actually one of the fastest things they've ever played. But this, oh shoot. Before we go on, Mirror Mirror on Ancient Dreams. Mirror, and you know, that's the one song that I really remember on this album. But let's go back to this one. Dark Reflections, Under the Oak, the instrumental Into the Fathomed Tower, and Through the Infinite Halls of Death. Wait, that might be the weird little instrumental. Let me check. I'll just put this up here in the meantime. No, this is... Okay, I'm bad with song titles. Everybody knows I'm bad with song titles, so get over it. Tales of Creation. It's fantastic, though. Candlemass Live. So this is actually on Metal Blade, because remember... Oh, you can see me. Hi, everyone. remember Metal Blade was the label that they were on in the 80s and 90s, and this album came out in 1990, just before grunge ruined everything. But look at that set list. That thing is awesome. Well of Souls, Dark are the Veils of Death, Bewitched, Solitude, Dark Reflections, Under the Oak, Demon's Gate, probably without the lisp, Through the Infinite Halls of Death, Samaritan, Mirror, Mirror, At the Gallows End, and Sorcerer's Pledge. Fantastic, start to finish, although Demon's Gate should have been switched with Blackstone Wielder, in my opinion. Let's see here. We have this, which is a 2-disc set. This was a reunion before, I believe it was before, let me just put this down. I'll open the booklet so you can read the titles. This was recorded in 2002, so 3 years before the self-titled Candlemass album, and and a year before that DVD from 2003. This is beautiful because it has Blackstone Wielder on it. Although, I will say, as much as I love Messiah, he doesn't like bring the same swagger that Johann had for that song. But, oh, it's just riddled with nothing but goodness. And this album is very fucking live. 2 discs. The old monk robe is back. That is right. One thing I love about Candlemass is a lot of the songs are written by Leif, and he's the bass player. I like the fact that a bass player is the guy writing all this stuff. So they did, oh, wait. I'm not going to show you guys this yet. I can't show you that. These go in some weird order, and I am not sure chronologically which way they go, but I think I have it right. Think is the key word there. So this one came out in 1992, and I believe everybody except the singer is the same. Let's see. Yep, so Thomas Vikstrom is on vocals on this one, but bass, guitar, and drums are exactly the same lineup as since Nightfall all the way through Tales of Creation. And honestly, I've only listened to this album like a couple times. I think it's decent, but it doesn't really grab my attention. Maybe after I do this video, I will get around to listening to it again. But yeah, it was kind of a disappointment because Messiah wasn't in the band, but I didn't get this until way later. I don't even know when I got this, but now let's see. All right, it looks like this one is the next one. These 3 I haven't listened to a ton. There we go. They kind of cheat by giving you the skull, but this is the album where I believe the whole lineup kind of changed except for Leaf, and you get the Abstract Algebra 2 album, and that is, so I don't even know how to pronounce that. Dactylus glomerata. Um, this is with a whole new lineup, and then Leaf went on did Abstract Algebra. I think that was also with Michael Amott, because I believe Michael Amott plays on this. These are kind of cool, yet kind of gross at the same time, because if you break these hinges, I have no idea where to get these. So this is the lineup. It has Bjorn Flodqvist, Leaf on bass, Michael Amott on drums, Zejo on drums, and Carl on keyboards. I'm not going to bother with their last names because I cannot pronounce that. Well, Westholm I can. And then Abstract Algebra had Mats Levin, who became Candlemass's singer, and Leaf, and then everybody else is people that are, I don't recognize their names. I've listened to this probably 3 times, and I cannot tell you anything. I can't pick out any songs on there. Unfortunately, these 3 probably have to kind of come out of my collection and start being listened to. This is Candlemass from the 13th Sun, and I believe this is the last thing they did before they officially broke up, until they reunited with, oh, you can't even see that. Well, you can't really see that either. But this has, let's find out who is in the band. Those guys. They look like an indie rock band. That doesn't look like Candlemass. I get it. You need to sell records, and Candlemass' name sells records. Sorry, had to move something. But really, that looks like an indie rock band from the 90s. Looks like they should be playing with Toad the Wet Sprocket or something like that. Especially this picture. Bjorn is on vocals again, and Leaf is on bass, Matt Stahl, and Jejo Perkovic is on drums. Again, I could not tell you a song on this to listen to, because I've only listened to it once or twice, and I should rectify that situation. So this was the last album they did before Candlemass was put to rest until 2002, 2003, when they got together with Messiah and the rest of the guys again, and they put out the self-titled Candlemass album, which has the fantastic song Black Dwarf on it. That is my favorite song. I will listen to this album and just listen to that song over and over again. All the rest of the songs are pretty damn good, but I am awful with names, so listen to it and make your opinion yourself. This also comes with, because I've been showing every, oh, that's cool. So the sticker is actually on the case, so I'm so glad I haven't dropped this goddamn case. Everything's white, just absolute 180 from before, and the monk robe is gone, and apparently they are hanging out with Akercock and wearing suits to play. Although if you've ever seen these guys in any of their live videos, they are not wearing suits. That's funny that it's just a smidge like that. So they did, and here is where things kind of get a little goofy in my CD collection. And this is cool because I can go like this. I'm going to actually kind of flip this up so you guys don't have to keep on seeing reflections of me. So this is the Nuclear Blast recordings, and this has the self-titled Candlemass album in it, and then the 3 or 4 albums they did with Robert Lowe on vocals. And I will say the first album, King of the Grey Isles, and this is the cool thing about these Nuclear Blast collections like this. So you get, how many discs are in here? So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, sometimes they will put a different, sometimes they'll give a bonus disc on some of these. I believe this one pops open. Yep, there's a disc under here. Oh, this is kind of... Oh no, is there a disc under here instead? I don't know. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe there's a disc under here. No. There are supposed to be 5 discs. So where does the 5th one go? There it is. All right. These are hard to deal with. But each of these Nuclear Blast recordings comes with all the lyrics, and then so it's basically the lyric book on everything, and the covers normal size, and that was technically the cover of the Ashes to Ashes. That one doesn't have lyrics and stuff. But with the Robert Lowe stuff, the Emperor of the Void is fantastic. And let me see. Is that the... I thought there was a title track, King of the Grey Isles. I guess not. Robert Lowe sounds a lot like Midnight from Crimson Glory to me. Not the piercing high vocals, but his mid-range on this album. And let's see. This album also has At the Gallows End with Rob Lowe and Solitude with Rob Lowe. They actually call him Rob Lowe. See? Rob Lowe. They are studio recordings, and I think they were completely unnecessary. Lucifer Rising was a 1, 2, 3. Let me double check this. No. It had 12 tracks on it. Most of them are live, but it had a couple new songs on there. Actually, this is probably better to look at. And then Death Doom Magic had a bunch of new songs. It had 8 new songs. The thing with this Lucifer Rising one is the audience is singing along with him, and you could hear the audience almost more than you could hear the actual singer. So, and I have yet to listen to the Ashes to Ashes one. By this one, I was kind of losing interest because I didn't think he was the right fit for them. Yeah, he's in Solitude Eternus, yay. And I have a couple of their albums, but I still think they could have picked a better singer. That's right. All you Solitude Eternus fans are just pissed off at me right now. I'm not 100% sure which way these go. I think they go like this. Psalms for the Dead. And I believe, let's see, who is on this album? So this has, I think it's Matt's. Nope, this is I believe the last album with Rob Lowe. Look at those scoundrels. They're putting... This guy should just let go of his hair. I mean, if you are that bald and you have the skullet happening, just shave your head. Just suck it up, shave your head, and things will be all right. Things will be all right. Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. You know, one of the funniest things to a shark is a wounded baby seal swimming to shore because where does he think he's going? Sorry, everybody. This is where Matt Slevin comes in again. And he did 2 EPs with them and a bunch of live shows. And I believe he originally... Well, let's just talk about this. So this... Let me see. Yep. Matt Slevin is on this. This is a full album. No, it's not. What am I talking about? These are the lyrics to that. It's only a 4-song EP. This one I've only listened to a couple times because I got it with the 5-disc set and a bunch of other stuff. But this is such a vast improvement over the Rob Lowe stuff, and I was so glad that he sang on these albums, even though they are only 4 songs each. He also was on The House of Doom, and this was the last thing with Matt Slevin. I was actually sad to see him go because I thought he was getting better and better. I know he's in a new band. I just cannot remember the name of it right now. Some of you will know Matt Slevin from singing with Yngwie Malmsteen. But I just couldn't bring myself to get that album, even though I like his voice a lot. So this is their newest album. It's called The Door to Doom, and this has Johan Langquist back to the fold on lead vocals. This is the album that I believe... Let me turn that like that. I believe Matt Slevin was supposed to sing on this album, but I have no idea what happened. And they got Johan back, and it is pretty damn good. He sounds a bit different he sounds more like Matt Slevin than he does on the Epicus Doomicus album. And I am very, very excited to see where they go next. I believe around this album, the Psalms of the Dead, they had said that they were not doing studio albums anymore, which is just weird to me. It's like, I get it. Studio albums don't make them any money. Touring does, and I guess they are in Chicago in April. But unless they come to Minnesota, I won't be going to see them because I cannot travel that far and still get to work the next day, unless it's a weekend that I don't have to work. This album also has Tony Iommi on it. I'm not going to bore you too much, but just give this a listen if you have listened to Epicus Doomicus Metallicus, just to see how Johan sounds. There is no band pictures. There is this, however, a picture of a hearse with some weird symbol on it, but the whole album comes with lyrics and things. Oh, I think those are 3 6s and an M or something. I'm not even sure. But this is the newest thing that they have done. And just because this has something to do with Candlemass, I also highly recommend the very first and the second, but more so this one, Memento Mori, Rhymes of Lunacy. So this album has, of course, Messiah, has Snowy Shaw playing some of the greatest drumming of his career. And I believe one of these three guys is one of those three guys is Mike Weed, and I love this that he's wearing a Danzig 3 shirt and they're under black lights, so it basically shows up like crazy. So the other guys are Mike Weed, Nicky Argento, Marty Martine, and Snowy Shaw with Messiah Marcolin. And he was also on two more, I believe, with them. I know for sure he was with them when they did Memento Mori 2. I cannot remember what the heck that album is actually called. But this one was the one that I held on to. I want the second one and the third one. I actually probably want all the Memento Mori stuff. But the one downside with this album is I think they mixed the vocals just a bit too low. So hopefully you like the Candlemass, the guide to Candlemass, and kind of hope this image is the image that I can put up, but who knows? I just take a random image and make it as the thing. So hopefully you enjoyed this Candlemass video, and especially Jay. That is all the Candlemass stuff that I have. Good night.